I was expecting more medical jargon, but I really enjoyed spending time with these characters. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Berlin ER. It's on Apple TV Plus, 8 episodes. They're like 45 minutes each. I stumbled upon the show after watching The Pitt on HBO, and I thought they would be similar. I had said they might be distant cousins after watching one episode. Turns out they might not be related. The ER is not a major factor in this particular show. In The Pitt, we were in the ER all the time. We might go in front of the hospital, but we're always in the ER. Here, we spend time outside of the ER. We spend time around the city. We follow a lot of characters. I would say the lead is Dr. Susanna Parker. She is the new head of ER at this place called the Crank. She comes from a very nice hospital, and the Crank is at the bottom of the barrel. Like, I'm talking about, they don't have equipment. One computer went out, and they were like, we don't have any more computers. They don't have supplies. They tried to plug in a machine and the cord didn't reach and they didn't have batteries for it. Things like that. It's pretty bad. And she is stressed out working this job. But let's talk about some of the other characters. We have these EMTs that we follow, Olaf and Olivia. Olaf is an older gentleman. Olivia is young, fresh, new. And we spend time with them as they're picking up patients, dropping patients off. Olivia also has a relationship with Dr. Amina at the hospital, so they do have some intimate conversations. Olivia wants to be a doctor, and sometimes she clashes with Olaf because he's just old school, little older guy, but he be dropping gems for her, and he's trying to mold her into, a good doctor, and she doesn't always want to listen. But she's very observant. She clocked some things early on with some people at the hospital, and we'll talk about that later. And it was cool spending a little bit of time with them. We don't spend too much time with them, but they do grow and their relationship changes throughout the season, which was good to see. Moving on, we have Dr. Amina. She is the first person to give Dr. Parker a hard time because at the Crank, the head of ER just goes in and out. Like, they might last 3 months, 4 months, and then there's somebody else cycling in. So they don't really respect the head of ER, and it's led by Dr. Amina. Like, Dr. Parker comes and she's like, hey, can we set up a meeting to talk? And she's like, yeah, good luck with that. And I'm not giving you a tour or whatever. Like, Dr. Parker writes her name on a board and it says head of ER. Dr. Amina erases it, writes something else. Then Dr. Parker comes back, changes it. Amina erases it, puts something else. So they clash early on. And eventually you start seeing Amina try to leave. Like, she is trying to have a job interview at the ER and things are going crazy, but she's a really good surgeon and she works with Dr. Parker to try to fix things around, the Crank, because it's really bad. Dr. Dom, he works upstairs, but he comes downstairs and he's nice. He's charming. He introduces himself to Dr. Parker, unlike other people. And he's a really nice guy and he talks to patients with care and everything. However, he's a phony. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know how he got his medical license or what, but Dr. Dom is phony. And Olivia picks up on that early on when they bring someone in and, the EMTs is giving you the breakdown on what's going on, what's wrong. And, you're supposed to give a diagnostic. You're supposed to say what you might do next. And she's like, okay, Dom, what are we going to do? And he is like stuck. And it's not the first time it happens, but it happens often where they ask Dom, what should you do? And he looks shook, like he'd never seen blood or seen someone in a state. And he always coming up with excuses. And Olivia says what they should do for this particular patient. And then when Dr. Parker comes in and is like, okay, what should we do, Dom? And he just regurgitates everything Olivia said. And she's looking at him with a side eye. And when you follow Dom in this story, you see him struggling to keep his lies intact. And it's messing up things in the ER. Like, he making a lot of mistakes and it's costing people's lives because he doesn't really know what he's doing. And just watching his journey in season 1, it's like he had something in him changed and he went for it. Interesting character in this season, Dr. Ben. He is an addict. He loves drugs, he loves partying, and then he loves coming to work, and he looks out of it, but he's a good doctor. Like in the opening scene of this show, he's coming from like a party, goes to the ER, looks like he's about to pass out, notices someone choking, stabs himself with adrenaline, and then saves that person's life. And he's so used to this because, again, the head of ER keeps changing. Ben, everybody knows Ben has problems, but Ben shows up to work, does his job, and he has problems with Dr. Parker, of course, because he's just trying to do his own thing, and they clash early on. But Ben has a good heart. He tends to people who don't have papers to get treated at the hospital. He takes them to like this wing in the hospital that's closed down, and he's treating people. And he's taking the medicine that he shouldn't be taking, but he's trying to help these people on the side. There's this homeless lady that lives next to the hospital. He brings her things, well, drugs and stuff, but he'd be looking out for her if she has like scrapes and bruises. He does look at it and tries to take care of her. So Ben has like a good heart, but the drugs are really taking over his life, and he's up and down this season. And Dr. Parker, it starts off as she was looking for a new challenge. That's why she came to the Crank, and the Crank is just so bad and so different. And you can hear it, like they play like the ocean sounds where she's like being overwhelmed. She got her head underwater, and she has to leave the room sometimes just to gather her thoughts. But she's like Carmi. If you ever watched The Bear on Hulu, when Carmi comes in that first season, the shop is working. The sandwich shop is working. People, they have customers, people are coming in, they have their system. As Cousin said, we have a system. And Carmi is just trying to make things a little bit better. Like, yeah, you have the system, it can be better. And Dr. Parker is trying to do that for the Crank. Hey, let's put our medicine somewhere. Let's keep track of our medicine. Let's write it down. Let's have logs of our medicine. Let's write detailed reports, for patients and things like that. She's just making small and subtle changes, and at times there's pushback from people, and they're fighting her on it. But slowly but surely, you see people communicating better with her and just doing a better job at the Crank. It's not as dirty as it looks. It looks a little bit better, and her team starts to come together by the time we get to the final episode, and we spend a lot of time in the ER because something tragic happens. You see them all working together, and it wasn't there in the first episode. So it's not exactly like the Pit, where we are constantly in the ER dealing with problems. We have some medical emergencies that happen, and it affects everybody involved in the ER. But it's not solely based there. It's a lot of character things happening inside and out, and the growth from all the characters was just fun to watch. Oh, by the way, it's in German. Sorry, should have mentioned that in the beginning. It's in German. You can watch it in English. But the subtitles don't usually match what they're saying on screen. So I watched it in German. Just wanted to throw that in there. Kind of forgot in the beginning. But Berlin ER, if you have Apple TV, it's a pretty decent show. It's not as intense as the Pit. Like every hour is just something crazy happening. But it has its moments where the ER is crazy, but the character growth and development is where it's at with this show. Had a good time. I recommend it. But those are just my thoughts on Berlin ER. If you watched it, let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.